I'm throwing out this disclaimer at the beginning of the video because I want people to know that these are not camping spots. These are drop zone spots meant to be used in drop zone for when you need points. If you use them outside of drop zone, I will find you, I will hunt you down, I will slaughter you myself. What I do, it's you know who. My name is Syndrome, aka 3/4 Monster, and today I'm bringing you a tip video. Now, a lot of people play drop zone, but they don't know how to hold the drop zone well enough. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a few tips of places to sit, places to hide, places, good vantage points on drop zones. So let's start off with the opening drop zones on a few different maps. You've seen where I was, you see where I'm at right now. You can actually hold this opening drop zone on mission from the sides of the actual drop zone. By doing this, you're giving yourself the vantage point for when the enemy comes around the corner from either direction. Now, another spot you could hide on this particular drop zone is along this back edge, along this back wall. Now, you are very exposed from the ground, which is a spot that enemies spawn at a lot. But a lot of times, they'll just push from the sides over and over. Okay, so now let's go on to the next map. Let's get right into it. The first opening drop zone on Resistance is in the middle by the cars. You can actually hold this drop zone from inside the house. Now, from this point, it's more of a hiding spot to hold the drop zone than anything else. You can't take boxes or anything like that. So let's get to the next drop zone. Right away, boom, 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 bang, 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 bang. This drop zone, the opening drop zone on, what's this map? Underground. You can see I'm inside the train next to the drop zone, inside the subway car, the train station, the train car, taking points from the drop zone. Okay, now the next drop zone, the opening drop zones for Arcading. Now this one's a bit more tricky because it's a bit more out in the open, it's a bit more out in the middle. The enemy spawns are all around you. Now a good spot for this, these are again just spots that I like to sit at when either I'm struggling or when I need to get points or whatever. So you can see right now, I'm in the doorway of the building. Inside this doorway, you could actually take points. So a lot of times, enemy will spawn in the backside of the spawn to start the game, and they'll run out and they'll lay down in the doorway. They're actually taking points from you as they're laying there. Now, the drop zones actually has a pretty decent radius. You can lay around the fountain. You can lay somewhere that you don't think the enemy would see you. Different ways they spawn, different sides they're spawning from. If you know they're spawning from the front of the map, you want to lay behind the fountain so as to not be seen as they come at you. Sometimes they spawn up in the window, you lay on the other side of the fountain so as they cannot see you as they come at you. So, a lot of times they'll spawn in the back of the map in the fountain, and this way you're not seen. Okay, the next map, we'll do Dome. The opening drop zone, a lot of people like to sit next to the Jeep where I'm at right now. They'll throw a trophy down, they'll sit there, they'll lay down, you're cut off from the different sides. You can't be shot unless they get on top of you. However, right now you see me laying down in the grass. This is actually an excellent drop zone spot because I'm hidden. I'm tucked away in the grass. A lot of people are going to run up. They're not going to realize I'm laying there. They're going to go straight to the truck spot and look for somebody sitting there. That's the first spot everybody checks when they come up on the drop zone. They run over and they check the Jeep. I know I personally run over and check the Jeep. Okay, now that I'm going to get into a little bit of different drop zones. Not just the opening drop zone, but now I'm going to get into other drop zones. So on our Arcade Inn, there's a drop zone where it's actually on the steps, towards the near the bottom of the steps, right? So you can actually take points all over upstairs on this one. You can see you can take points up here where I'm at right now. You can actually take points sitting or laying in the desk area where a lot of people camp during other game modes. You can take points from behind the escalator. A lot of places up top to hold the lockdown, except the only problem with the drop zone is a lot of people spawn upstairs, and it's very hard to stay alive up there. So a spot that I've been going to over and over recently is right here next to the escalators. Right where I'm at right now, I'm covered from the ceiling. I'm really only open to one vantage point, and it's where I'm aiming right now. And the only way a person's going to get me there is if they throw something over or they hop up and they try to shoot at me. And once again, I'll see them hop up. Now, from this drop zone, you see me right now, you can shoot people coming from the bottom spawn. You could peek around up top. You can see, you could look up top. You could pretty much control the rails of this particular drop zone down from where I'm at right now. And again, if you need points, this is a very good location to sit at when you need points. Okay, on to the next drop zone on Arcade Inn. Or not the next, but another drop zone. Obviously, you could hide behind the little ramp right here. You could look one direction. They'll come out the doorway. It'll take them half a second to find you. But the spot that I've been going to recently, no, not hiding in the truck, although that is a spot that a lot of people go and look at now because it's more of a well-known hiding spot now for this particular drop zone. The drop zone that I like to go to, the spot that I like to go to on this particular drop zone, I'll go there in a second. The enemy's going to come from this spawn. They're going to come from this direction. They're going to bum rush you. Again, they might just shoot into the moving truck. It's very, very thin material. It's easy to shoot through. It's easy to die. Right here behind this box is actually a very good spot to hold the drop zone because, as you can see now, I could peek over the box and aim down towards one enemy spawn. I could look into this doorway right here that I'm looking into now and take out an enemy spawn. And if the enemy's coming from my left, they're not even going to see me there unless I'm shooting and I'm on radar. They're going to run up. They have to run all the way around the corner and look up behind me to know I'm there. I'm hidden with this wooden box next to my left. So, again, it's not so much a hiding spot as more of an advantageous spot to shoot, take down enemies, and take points at the same time. Easy to get packages, easy to keep the enemy off of the drop zone. So, in a second here, I'm going to move on to the next drop zone. This next drop zone that I'm about to go on to is underneath the ledge, the ledge of the building where the windows are, right? So you can see I'm right there now. So you could actually take points from above this drop zone, which I see a lot of people do, and it's a more of a well-known spot on this drop zone. It's a good spot though because you could watch the stairs on the left from the windows up here, or if you wanted to, you could actually peek out over to the right and you could watch people coming from the right. You could keep taking points. You see right now I'm going over and I'm looking over to the right. You can see people coming from the right. But another thing that a lot of people don't realize is this is glass behind me, glass doors, right? So a lot of people sit in the corners and whatnot, and they'll peek around the corners and they'll try to keep people off of it, but you could actually shoot through the two sets of glass and see the enemy coming. You don't have to peek around. You could shoot through it and you can kill them as they run over from the left right through the back of the glass. That's a pretty advantageous spot right there because the enemy will spawn in the back and they will run from the back statue. You can see I'm running right now. The enemy will run this way. Again, you could clear the enemy off of the drop zone by looking through the other set of glass as you just seen me doing. So if you're underneath, you have somebody up above you watching the stairs through the glass above you, through the ledge above you, you could watch the right side through the glass doors behind you and keep people off of this drop zone fairly easy, fairly well. So let's move on to the next drop zone. The next one I'm going to show you is on Mission. It's behind these buildings, a spot that some people know, not a lot of people know. I'm going to showcase it anyways. It's inside this building. You can go as far up as to all the way inside the building, up the stairs to take points. As long as your back is against the back wall, you could take points. Now, where I was just standing at in particular is even better because they can't shoot me through the front window of the building. Now again, you could take points from the front side of the drop zone hiding on the wall, but the enemy's going to be spawning up your ass and they're going to be shooting you and they're going to know you're there. They're bound to find you just standing in front of this wall. So a lot of people, they like to go behind the drop zone. That's where all the boxes are. They want the boxes. Well, here's a pretty nifty little spot if you're behind the drop zone. You could actually see all the way along the landing. You could see all the way down past the church, through the middle area, all along the side of the map, and you could pretty much keep it clear if you've got a long-range weapon from anybody coming that way. Now, again, you'd have to have somebody watching your right side because the enemy will spawn and they will run around the building, around the side of the building right here, and they will kill you if nobody's watching that side for you. Again, drop zone is about holding the zone and collecting points. So, on to the next place on Mission. Now, in this drop zone in particular is fairly easy to hold. There's a lot of hiding spots, a lot of good vantage points. You see right here, I'm up at a vantage point, and actually an enemy could come up from the backside. Watch, I fail right here. Yeah, that's my bad. The enemy could run along if they don't already get busted down by somebody else on your team, and they can grab the back lip over here, and they could take you out, or you could use that route yourself if you wanted to. So what I like to do is I like to come along this back edge over here and lay down behind this wall. You're almost invisible to anybody running around. The smoke help hide you. It's a very good, I would like to say, hiding spot. It's not as I can't say that word anymore. It's not as good of a spot for killing people coming in at you because your angles are cut off a little bit. Not as good as this spot. This spot you can see down the back alley, and you're blocked from the left from people coming up at you. However, if you don't have a long-range weapon, it could cause problems and different things. So you can see right now you could take points actually from the bottom of the stairs. I'm not really sure why you would need to do that, but you could actually go so far as to taking points from the bottom step. Now again, you're pretty exposed. It's not really that great of a spot. And if you really wanted to hide, I found this spot when I was playing Infected when the playlist first came out. You could hide inside the planter. Nobody's going to see you inside the planter. You can lay there, just don't move, just lay there, collect points. The enemy will be looking for you. If they're all over it, say they got 4 people on it, they will be looking for you. They may find you, but it's a pretty damn good hiding spot for this drop zone. So now let's move on to Dome. You can see right now I'm already on the drop zone and I'm already taking points. This spot in particular is one hell of a good spot to kill the enemy coming at you from different angles. So again, you can see inside the building. You could watch inside the building from this spot and be blocked from the outside. Or you could protect from the outside. You could stand up. You could shoot through the grates at people that are shooting over top the Jeep. Or you could shoot at people that are coming up from the bottom bunker. A lot of people like to hide in this back corner. They'll sit over here, collect points, but they're pretty exposed to grenades. They're pretty exposed to long-range weapons. You'll see that they like to sit right here, and they'll be like, brr, dad, but you're very exposed right there. Not as good as this spot right here, where you're shooting through grates, hiding behind wall, getting protection. People won't notice you as much up against this wall. I promise you that. You can get more kills and longer drop zone hold from that wall. So now let's move on to another drop zone point on Dome, and let me cover the basics. A lot of people like to lay down in the grass behind the boxes. This drop zone's got a fairly wide spread area. It's a lot of cover to hide behind. But these are the first places that people check when they come up on the drop zone. They'll either rush right into the red circle, or they're going to look around the edge of the circle, and they're going to check behind those boxes. They're going to look on the side of the Humvees. They're going to look there. So a spot that I like to go to is right where I'm at right now, is up against this wall inside the down bunker, right? So you only have to watch 2 different directions pretty much when you're in here. You watch your left and enemy spawn, and only if they're spawning in the building will they come from your right. They might go through the building and then down the stairs and come from your right. Otherwise, you pretty much watch your left. And again, from this position, you can clear out behind the boxes if an enemy runs up straight down through and goes behind the boxes to take points. You can clear that out from this position right here. Great drop zone point, great vantage point. Anyways, I've been running my mouth non-stop for 12 minutes right now, so I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit of tips, a few good spots, and this is only part 1. I only showed a few opening routes, a few different drop zones amongst a couple different maps. I'm going to do more and more and more and produce more videos. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I will catch you next time. Peace!